There we are. Welcome everybody to the Greg Cherry Show. Jeff, your mute or your mic is muted.
I know.
Okay. Give me one second. Yeah, check the audio. Make sure. Hey, can I hear you? Is that
everybody? It sounds like you can hear everybody, which is a good sign to start the show.
Right. I am, of course, your host. I don't have a fake name today. I'm not even going to try. Apparently, there's something going on in the world. I don't know what it is, but
hey, well, I know you said you wouldn't mention anything about it, but I did see something that pertains to you and your wardrobe today. So let me just throw it up there real quick.
Just to read, so that
yeah.
If the party that you support happens to lose tonight and you riot against it, you're an asshole regardless of which side. Losing happens all the time in life, except if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 7-0. You're damn right.
There you go. Go Steelers, right? There you go.
Yes, you love to see it. And you know what? We're going to be talking about that. I know you might not exactly be excited to talk about, especially this Sunday going on. But Jeff, we gotta. I mean, it's both of our teams.
It's 8-0. It is what it is. Just move right along.
It is. But hey, we're gonna talk about football. Yes. I know everything's going on with the election. The election's not decided yet. My joke of, hey, did something happen last night is completely ruined because it's not over yet. Thanks a lot.
Well,
U.S.
That's not, that's not our fault. That's freaking.
No, I mean,
that is what it is.
Yeah, it's so stupid. I mean, the politics is a work shirt. I truly need to get that. Like, I just need to get the shirt, and then I guarantee you, I start wearing that shirt on the show, and then people will just assume I vote one side or the other. It's like,
of course,
it's like I voted libertarian, motherfuckers.
Right? Yeah.
Sorry, Rift, but
There's the one for the day, Greg.
Yeah, there's the one for the day. It's election season. And it's my birthday tomorrow. I'm allowed one, so deal with it.
That's right.
So
and plus, I'm going live with Mikey later today on my own channel, and there's going to be more than one F-bomb on that channel. So there you go.
No kidding. But anyway, I'm not even going to put the graphics up. We're going to talk about football. We're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about weird laws from North Carolina. That's the state I decided on today.
Oh my God.
And then we're going to do some Q&A. But we're not alone this episode, Mr. Meacham.
No, sir.
And I hate to feel like you're in a handicap match in this situation, but you kind of are.
Right, for real.
Because one of our other main football guys in the No DQ crew, or the No D crew, depending on how you want to phrase it,
yes,
is himself a massive Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Ladies and gentlemen, Big G is here. Big Baller G. What's up, brother?
What's going on, fellas?
Not a whole lot. I mean, we all know what's going on with the world, but we're going to talk about some fun stuff today because the world needs that.
Yeah.
Obviously, this past week in football, the Steelers, I don't like to use the term escaped the Ravens, but they kind of did.
Oh, God.
Off that last play. Hey, I'll be eligible to run, Daniel.
You will.
I will be.
Yeah, exactly.
I will be of age.
Yeah.
I'm running third party, so
that's right.
I need a crap ton of votes.
Yeah.
Something that Jorgensen sadly did not get, but hey,
no,
it's a building.
She tried. God love her. She tried.
Yeah, it happens.
Where's our Noah Foster? You tried poster,
or the Simpsons. At least you tried cake.
Yeah, the cake.
Yeah.
But Big G, what were your thoughts on the Steelers game? I mean, it was definitely a true Steelers game because it took 5 years off of our life.
Absolutely,
as they always do.
I every time I watch the game and I message you, I say the same exact thing. Nearly the end of the game, the Steelers, I love them, but I hate it at the same time because they feel like they're giving me a heart attack. I'm on the edge of my seat, literally on the edge of my seat. We had 8 seconds left, and they literally drove all the way down to down to our 20 or whatever it was.
Yeah,
8 seconds left. No, 5 seconds left. Sorry, because Hayward got injured, and Hayward's fine. It looks like. I think it's a minor quad injury. So, but yeah, last 5 seconds, I was like, oh God, they're going to score a touchdown. Next thing you know, Minka Fitzpatrick just swats down that ball like it was nothing. And obviously the next day, John Harbaugh is crying about it because he didn't like that play.
Well, he said it was pass interference, and I don't see that at all. Minka was playing the ball.
Yep.
Incidental contact when both players are going for the ball is not pass interference.
Nope.
And I'm sorry. I mean, first of all, if you want terrible examples of pass interference, go watch the Steelers Saints game from, what was it, last year or 2 years ago?
2 years
One
ago.
of them. Yeah. It was so awful. And those were more blatant non-pass interferences.
Yep.
And they were reviewed and were upheld, which made the entire pass interference review thing a complete sham.
Yeah.
It is just so ridiculous. So I'm glad the Steelers. What's that?
So the entire human element in refereeing is getting worse and worse. I mean, we saw it in baseball. We see it in football. When the clutch games happened the last few years. I mean, I'm not going to drive it down people's throat again, but the Rams game a few years ago with that horrible call, the whole human element thing with refereeing and umpiring and whatever is just getting out of hand.
Yeah,
and you know what? For when it happened to the Steelers, I didn't feel bad when it happened to the Saints. It's like, you know what?
Right.
You guys got 2 incredibly terrible calls. I don't feel that bad for you.
Nope.
I really don't. Was it a bad call? Absolutely, it was a bad call. I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying it's like, hey, you reap what you sow.
Yep. And I mean, we had some other great games that past weekend. We had obviously the Seahawks beat the 49ers, and if it comes down, I can either see 2 possibilities come towards Super Bowl if we can make it to the Super Bowl. The Steelers and the Seahawks, the Super Bowl 40 rematch, or if the Packers make it, a Super Bowl 45 rematch 10 years later.
I mean, I would like a 45 rematch personally because I'd like to get the win back.
Yeah.
50-50 booking NFL, do it. But I don't know. Like, Tampa Bay is still in there. Yeah, they have a couple losses, but I mean, Tom Brady's still the quarterback. Even though they damn near lost to the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean, are the New York Giants just Brady's kryptonite? Like, what is going on?
For real?
They have
seriously.
To be. But yeah,
I don't understand it. But I also watched that game, and the non-pass interference call, since we're on pass interference calls, the non-pass interference call on the 2-point conversion was hot garbage. Yeah. My opinion. I mean, they should have at least gotten an opportunity to retry, but
yeah.
I'm not an NFL referee. I don't have that experience, so maybe they saw something different.
Neither do they.
Yeah. Bring back the replacement refs. No, nobody would never say that.
It's funny in baseball. I don't know how true this is. I heard it kind of in passing during the World Series, talking with friends, that they're going to start actually computerizing the umpiring as far as behind the plate, because the worst part about the umpiring is the strike zone. Like where does that when I was playing, numbers to knees, man, every time. It's just the way it was, and now it's everybody's got their own thing. You got umpires. It's terrible. So, I don't know how you would implement that in football, because there's so much more going on in football than there is in baseball. So I don't know how you would pull that off, but there has to be something to be done to counter the obnoxiousness of the bad calls, because they're just getting worse. And like I said earlier, getting worse and worse with the bad calls. And no matter what you say or do, just like last night into today and however long it's going to take to get this settled, there's always going to be one side that's going to be all pissy about it afterwards. So
and that was supposed to be. I mean, after that terrible Rams call, that's what the pass interference review was supposed to be for. But it seemed like it was kind of like an ego boost for the referees, be like, "Oh yeah, we made the right call." It's like, piss off. Half of those calls were
bullshit. You didn't. Yeah, exactly.
So let me ask you this, guys: Who would have thought that the Patriots this year would be 2-5?
I love to see it, don't you?
It's
not a knock against Cam, but like,
Yeah, Aaron. Sorry,
Newton
fuck you,
himself made
Belichick.
a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cam Newton made a Super Bowl with the Panthers.
He did.
It's just, I mean, maybe it was just the gelling of Brady and Belichick that made the Patriots the dominant force they were. Maybe Cam Newton does not have that rapport with the coach.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but nothing seems to work. And is Brady?
So do you guys think the 0-8 Jets will get their first win against the Patriots?
That's stretching. Like I don't foresee the Jets getting a win, and that's just me sitting here now. But I'll talk more about that, with Mikey later today. Yeah. But I don't see the Jets, at least this weekend or whenever it is, against the Patriots. I don't see that happening because, yes, the Patriots are having trouble. They're struggling, but the Jets just suck. They just flat out flipping suck. They're the worst team in football right now, and I just don't foresee it happening for them. Maybe even all this year. And I hope for the fans of the Jets that that's not the case, and for the two that are left, God bless you. It's they all came to the Steelers when Avery Williams. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's funny, Michael says, the Giants are the best team in the NFC East. They just can't finish games. Being the best team in the NFC East is like being the least smelly elephant after the circus for 3 weeks. Seriously, it's the NFC East is a shit show. Even my son came in. We were talking about it Sunday. The NFC East is the worst division in the history of football. They're just awful.
I mean, it really is. Like, I don't think I have ever in all of my years of watching football have I ever seen an entire division this cringeworthy.
They're bad, man.
Yeah. Like I didn't watch the Dallas Philly game, but from what you told me and from what several other people told me, it was a train wreck and a half.
Yeah. And the fact I remember is Al Michaels made the point of the week. He goes, we have two teams with 2 wins playing for the division championship, right, or playing for the division lead right now. I'm going, Al, rewind that and say that again. 2 teams with 2 wins are playing to lead the division.
That would be a bigger deal if it was week 3.
Yeah.
Right. If it was week 3, okay.
We're in week 9 now.
We're week 9 coming up this weekend, Thursday, tomorrow. Oh, but it's almost the point where if the Cowboys win the division, which they still have a chance of doing, and they make it to the playoffs, it's like, how far are they going to go? Moana, how far I'll go? You ain't going very far, sweetheart.
Yeah.
So thing is, go ahead, Greg.
The Washington football team still has a chance of winning.
The artists formerly known as the Redskins have a chance to the whole division has a chance, and it's like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they're 2 and whatever, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
They're terrible. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, and I do agree with Michael's thing to a certain point. As a Giants fan, he hopes the Eagles make the playoffs so they get a bad draft pick. I am all about the entire division getting, bad draft picks and whatever. The Cowboys, of course. But, it really is like we had yesterday. The worst of the best of the worst.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the Patriots and Jets game? Is that Monday night's game?
That's a Monday night game.
Yeah, it's Monday's game. Gosh. Yeah. It's, But see, the thing. Sorry, you didn't interrupt you. I'm sorry. The thing is, when they make these schedules, they don't see that they don't have clairvoyancy. On paper, the Patriots are a team to showcase on Monday nights,
right?
And the Jets are what they are. You got 2 teams going into Monday night now. They're just bad. The Patriots, like I said, like you said, Greg, the Patriots aren't really bad in of themselves. They just can't seem to gel the combination of Belichick and Cam and with everybody else. The Jets are bad. So in theory, you've got a decent, win coming up for New England, but the way they're responding to each other's and the way they're not being cohesive, the Jets may surprise the world Monday night.
I mean, that's very possible. I know it's a divisional matchup. Like, I know it's an AFC East matchup, and that's probably why they wanted to showcase it.
Right.
But that being said, they really should have flexed the Steelers-Ravens game to Sunday night.
Thank you very much. That was the point I was going to make.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been so much. It would have brought in way more viewers than the Cowboys Giants because I'm sure Sunday Night Football. I never checked the ratings, but I'm sure the ratings were like, who gives a crap?
Yeah,
Giants or Cowboys and the Eagles.
Yeah.
I
only watched the game because it was the Cowboys. Like I honestly didn't care. Like And my dad figured it out. He's like, I've been picking the Cowboys my entire, but every time I pick with them, they screw me. So, and I think he even said by the time the game started, he's like, I already lost the pool anyway. So I definitely did pick Philadelphia, but I'm still rooting for my Cowboys. I'm like, well, that's a true fan. You pick in the pool. Well, you think it's going to get you the coin, but you still root for your boys.
Right. So while we're on the subject of the Cowboys, this coming Sunday, Jeff.
I know.
Steelers and the Cowboys.
I know. Yeah, and well, I remember it's the Pittsburgh Steelers against the third string.
Fourth string.
Fourth string, exactly.
Yeah, it might go past DiNucci. We don't know.
Yeah, we are.
DiNucci's a Pittsburgh guy, so
exactly.
What was it? Heinrichland, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's no easy way to say it. We're a shit show. We're bad, and it's going to be ugly one way or the other. Either it's going to be the ugliest win that we ever get because we have to pull it literally out of our own ass, or you guys are just going to steamroll us. Either way. So
this is one of those years I don't think the Steelers are playing down to their opponents.
No, they're not at all.
Which is nice. Like it is such a breath of freaking fresh air.
Yeah.
My gosh.
The only thing with that is I hate to compare it to anything else really, but it's like with any streak, when that first loss does indeed happen, it may just deflate completely y'all's, it may just be like, oh no, I mean, again, I'm not comparing it to a 21-0 wrestling streak or anything, but think about how much the Superdome just completely went like this air got sucked out of that place. If they're at home and they lose their first game, holy bananas.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
the last time we played the Cowboys, they did beat us 35-30.
Right.
And I remember that I think they had the ball and Ezekiel ran it in for a touchdown to beat us.
Was that the fake spike game?
Yep.
I think Yep.
Yep.
And that was November 13th, 2016. So almost 4 years ago to the date.
Yeah, almost.
So and like you said, I mean, the Cowboys are totally a different team right now. Yeah. They're down Dak Prescott. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery.
Yeah, it's so bad. Yeah.
Dalton, he's concussion, and now I think he's on the COVID list right now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have COVID. It's just like it's not the IR, but it's
IR.
Like
it's benched.
It just doesn't.
So, and the Steelers, I mean, we got Robert Spillane, who's filling in for Devin Bush. He's done a tremendous job in the past 2 games. We just signed Avery Williamson, so he'll be a good add. I don't think Hayward's playing. I haven't heard anything about him yet. If Deontay Johnson's healthy, Juju, Claypool, Connor, Big Ben, on the offensive side, defensive side, we still got TJ Watt, Bud Dupree, the best duo right now, I believe, in the NFL. Stephon Tuitt, they just named him the AFC Player of the Week.
Guys.
So, this could be, I can see this going 2 ways. Either the Cowboys pull an upset, or we just, like Jeff said earlier, we steamroll the Cowboys and show that everybody in the world what the Steelers are really made of. I mean, we beat the Titans. The Titans were favored to win. The Ravens were favored to win. I think we're favored like plus 25 points on Sunday.
Wow.
So, and then we go and play the Bengals at home, and the Bengals are doing pretty good. They've been on a 2-win game streak right now.
The Bengals beat the Titans, which makes no sense to me.
Yeah. So
Cincinnati's a crapshoot, man. They come in and just roll over and take it, or they can come in and roll over you guys. Like you never know with the Bengals. They're complete like a guessing game with those guys this year.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it could have been a very demoralizing thing for Tennessee that they came to Pittsburgh and Was that game in Pittsburgh or was
No,
it
it was in Tennessee.
it was in Tennessee. They lost the game at home, and maybe it took a little wind out of their sails. Like Jeff said, like it was demoralizing, sucked the air out of them, and then they just didn't put it together for the Bengals, which they honestly should have, but that's really on them.
And it's like BG elaborated on what I said. Either way, Sunday's game is going to be fugly. Either the Cowboys win with some horrible, like, stupid play that shouldn't have happened in the history of the National Football League, or the Pittsburgh's just going to kill them. They're just going to just eat them for breakfast. So either way, it's going to be bad. So,
yeah, it's going to be an interesting game to watch on Sunday. Obviously, the three of us are going to watch. Hopefully, Jeff with the G and myself will be smiling on Wednesday next week. But again, NFL is a very strange animal.
As a dog attests to. Yeah. Honestly, if the Cowboys do beat the Steelers on Sunday, you'll have to remove the grin off my face with surgery come Monday on Talk Wrestling. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll be the first to admit it.
But
it will be a very long episode of the show next Wednesday.
But
Cowboys,
because that'll be the Steelers' first loss. That's right. But either way, it's one game. It's 1 week. And yes, the streak will die if it happens, but you guys are still in ridiculously good shape for down the road at the end of 16. So,
the thing is, the Steelers always play their best in November, December time.
Yep.
This is I think since 78, since we've been 7-0. Usually we've won. We'll lose like the first 3 games or win the first 2 and then lose like a tremendous amount. But any given Sunday.
Exactly. And it's you guys did beat Baltimore the other night, but like you both mentioned, it shouldn't have been that close. It was crazy how tight it was till the very, very end.
But you know what? That's the AFC North, brother.
It's true.
It's always been.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I had a good feeling going into that game just because the first Steelers-Ravens game of last season went to overtime with Duck Hodges under center. So it's like, with Big Ben back there, we're going to win this one.
Yeah.
And especially with all the new weapons that Roethlisberger has. I mean, Claypool has got to be up there for Rookie of the Year talks.
Oh, yeah, he's got to.
It's spectacular. He has 9 touchdowns already on the season. And they still got 9 games to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that. Those are absurd numbers.
Yeah. Tony Romo said something, I guess, that Ray Lewis had said. He said, "You're not a Ravens until you beat the Steelers." Well, I'm going to say you're not a Steeler until you beat the Ravens.
Very true on both sides. It's so funny.
That rivalry is just, you talk about Austin and The Rock and stuff like that. That right there, Ravens Steelers, that's up there.
Very true. It's funny. Every time you mention that the backup's name, not Ben, but Hodges, I keep thinking I'm hearing the Daffy Duck cartoon from Warner Brothers. Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century. Every time you put the thing, I'm gonna put the graphic up just to have people have the reference for those of us that didn't grow up with Looney Tunes. Because I did, but a lot of you guys didn't. I know. So I just find it funny. They should use that in Pittsburgh. They should. Whenever he plays.
Well, Duck Hodges is easier to say than Devlin, but
Very true. Very true.
Not that Devlin's a bad name.
No.
His name Devlin, so there you go.
That's right. Devlin is the rightful cruiserweight champion in WWE, so there's that.
Yeah, that's true. Of course, that's a last name, but
it's still there.
Yeah.
Chris Cahill, Greg and Big G from Canada. You're welcome for Claypool. I thank you twice because he went to Notre Dame.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, I thank you twice for that one.
I like his
Claypool
nickname.
Has been a godsend.
They compare him to Megatron, and we call him Mapletron.
Yeah,
because he's from Canada. So
I love it. I dig it.
He said he doesn't like the Mapletron nickname. Claypool did. He would rather be Air Canada, which I like better.
There you go. That's even better. There you go.
I'm going to use Air Canada because I like that better than Mapletron. Mapletron sounds like some kind of weird dessert. Air Canada seems like a more accurate nickname.
I like Colin's comment here. The Browns losing to the Raiders was horrible. Pittsburgh shut our down. Again, Pittsburgh with the demoralizers, and the Browns just didn't recover from that right away. So,
I mean, I was surprised that the Steelers beat the Browns down as much as they did. I'm not surprised the Steelers won. Right. I'm surprised it was a complete beatdown. That's what I was surprised about.
Yes, agreed.
Because the Browns are what, 5-3 now?
Yes.
Yeah,
5-3. So they still arguably are still in the race for the AFC North and still have the potential for the playoffs.
Yep.
But they have been knocked down a few pegs after that Steelers loss, and losing to the Raiders obviously doesn't help.
Right.
And they got their asses handed to them to the Ravens early on this season. So it's one of those things. It's like you're getting better, but you're not there yet.
Yeah. So one last thing. What are you guys' thoughts about potentially a 16 team playoff due to this whole COVID stuff going on? It's potentially, because I mean, they already knocked out the Pro Bowl this year, and they've talked about an 18th week. So, I mean,
here's my thing. If you add another team, because it's already supposed to be 7 on each for each conference. Yeah. If you add another team, you essentially take away the incentive to have a winning record, because it means, hey, you're playing that week anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you take away the incentive to have, let's say the Steelers have a 16-0 season, then they don't get a week break for having the best record. They still got to play. They play at home. They'll have home field advantage through the playoffs, but maybe that's not necessarily the point. Maybe they need that week rest.
Yeah.
It seems so stupid to me that.
Yeah, because we're playing like 13 games straight.
Yeah, like how can you penalize a team for doing as well as they are by basically giving them an extra game like they were a wild card team? It's stupid. Yeah. Like, quit expanding the playoffs. At this rate, you're going to have all 32 teams in the playoffs. And what's the point of the season?
Might as well.
I mean, stop it. Like, 7 is plenty. It's a weird-ass number, but you don't need more.
No.
You don't. It's like, I know, you want more football. You want more television revenue and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't need to do it because you're watering down the playoffs. Stop it. Goodell, look. Hey, Goodell, if you're watching, stop it. Which, if you're watching, that'd be awesome, because then you have a broader audience. But stop it. Stop. You don't need more teams in the playoffs. 6 was fine. 6 was honestly fine.
Yep.
7, we'll get used to it.
Yep.
Stop there.
Trust and believe the fan of the team who still didn't make it. You know, the NHL expanded from 16 to 24 in the playoffs, and we still didn't make it. So I'm okay with no expanding the playoffs. I'm good on that.
Well, I mean that was. The expanding to 24, well, I'm sure was just a one-time thing.
It was, but it was still stupid. Like I didn't mind the round robin stuff in the NHL necessarily, but it just, and I get like you said, more television revenue and more hockey, but it's like, okay, but I want to see the cup already. I want this to be done. That way the guys have more time to transition from raising the cup, camp, starting the new season. Because we raised the cup, early September, early August, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
The first day of the season is supposed to be New Year's Day. That is no time at all.
Yeah.
0. So,
well, I mean,
when you think about the grand scheme, where usually we're done mid-June and we start camp, early September. It's still the same amount of time, if not a little bit even more so, but it's a totally different thing. Camp's going to be different. Everything's going to be different. Once we get out of the season we're in. Think about, basketball's supposed to start on Christmas. Like, they're going to be speeding things along here rather quickly here.
Yeah.
Now the Lakers have won the title and things are moving along. But I still feel to this day that we did too much and we're trying to shoot for the stars too soon on all levels of sports, because we still don't know where whatever this is going to go.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like we're trying too hard to get our own agenda, or Goodell or Bettman, whoever's trying to get their own agenda through. It's like, guys, let's keep people safe first, then worry about revenues and attendances and whatever. It's
So what I think is going to happen, I think 2021, as far as like basketball and hockey, they're going to have their shortened seasons.
Yeah.
They're going to do the playoffs around the same time they normally do. So it's going to be 2 shortened seasons for them.
Right.
Baseball will probably be back to normal by April.
Right.
And the NFL will be, and college football will be back to normal by next fall.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where, the election will be completely over. The way things are looking now, it looks like Biden's going to win.
Right.
Just based on the most recent numbers, which if that happens, it is what it is.
And they are ever changing. So
I mean that it could change by the end of this show. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
But as of the most recent numbers I saw, which was like 15 minutes before I came on the air, it looks like Biden mathematically is going to win. That's all I'll talk about politics because I don't really care if you watch it.
Yeah, I don't want to either. Yeah, exactly.
But I really think that everything will be returned to relative normalcy by April, May of next year.
Right.
I think WrestleMania will have fans. They're trying to get fans for the Rumble, like just the Rumble, because I mean, hey, it's the Rumble.
It'll be a different venue by then.
It would be so weird to do like the Thunderdome for the Rumble and not have actual fans there with reactions and whatnot. I understand. Like that is the one WWE event that needs actual people there.
Yes.
But yeah, it's going to be a crazy few months. Hopefully you guys are here for the ride because, everybody's riding a roller coaster. We're still on the teacups. It's fun and you don't have to worry about anything.
But I'm getting nauseous.
So, I mean, you could get nauseous. Speaking of weird North Carolina laws, here we go.
There we go.
There's the transition. Took me a little bit. You can stay for the whole show. Like
that's fine. I'm good.
You can offer some input because I'm sure you've seen some of these are weird ass laws. I was going to do Kentucky, but they only had like 10. So it's like Kentucky, I may have to blow through in like one of those episodes where we talk like for 45 minutes. It's like, oh yeah, we have to do laws. Here's all the ones from Kentucky. And that takes
so there you go.
Exactly.
But, anyway,
if the Cowboys beat us next week, you can do Kentucky next week.
There you go. Of course, I probably won't want to talk much about football.
Right.
That would be a great case for starring Chef Meacham. That'll be next week. So.
and besides that, this is also Notre Dame Clemson week. So, like, my anxiety is like super high.
Okay. So an election, the Steelers Cowboys game, and the Notre Dame Clemson. Dude, great. And your birthday, dude. You're a mess.
Birthday in the same freaking week.
You're a mess. God bless you, dude. Jesus Christ.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, yours is only Wednesday for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, Colin says he'd like to do the show at some point. Well, hey, who are the Browns playing this week? I haven't looked at their schedule.
Let me go ahead and talk about the laws, and I'll get to you.
All right.
There you go.
Here we go. Some laws from North Kakalaki, as we like to call it,
as the road dog would say. Yes.
So here we go. In North Carolina, no one may be a professional fortune teller. And if one wishes to pursue the practice as an amateur, it must be practiced in a school or church.
That was a multi-layer. What the hell?
Yeah, that one was like, follow us along on this weird ride. And then when you get to the end, it's like,
what? Yeah.
Why is there no floor? What happened?
Yeah. Did we pass my floor? What happened there? Yeah. Jeez. Oh, that's too funny.
So the Browns are on bye. Okay.
Right. Yeah, they have a bye this week. Yeah. So there you
go. So Colin, we'll get back to you since the Browns are on bye. Like you don't have to worry about them. Game is against the Texans on the 15th. Okay. So
okay. Well, there you go.
There you go. That should be a good game.
Yeah.
Can you tell JJ Watt to call Tomlin?
I didn't see the reference.
Hey, if you get all 3 Watt brothers in Pittsburgh, it's a gigawatt. Anyway, so
1.21 gigawatts.
What the hell is a gigawatt?
All right. In North Carolina, it's against the law to sing off key.
What?
I'm out.
I'm not living in North Carolina.
I can't live there. That's it. It's over.
Oh my gosh.
Also in North Carolina, elephants may not be used to plow cotton fields.
Okay. Yeah. What? Okay.
Why would you
Dumb
want
question.
to?
Yeah, why? Yeah, because they're gonna trample the cotton grounds. Like, why? Oh, Lord have mercy.
I mean, I guess if you like, I don't even know how you'd set that up.
Oh my god.
This is interesting.
Oh, Jesus.
If a man and woman who are not married go to a hotel or a motel and register themselves as married, then according to state law, they are legally married.
Nice. That's fantastic. The easiest way to get married in the history of the world.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have the ceremony. You can save money on like all the decorations and stuff. Just go to a hotel.
Seriously,
not bring a prostitute to a hotel.
seriously, the costliest thing would be a plane ticket to North Carolina.
Oh my gosh.
Have the reception in the hotel
This one
room.
makes sense. This one makes sense right here because I wouldn't want to do it. It is illegal to have sex in a churchyard. It better be. I mean,
Damn. Wow. That should be a federal law for real.
Right? Oh my god.
on that subject, a marriage can be declared void if either of the two persons is physically impotent.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god.
These poor souls who can't get it up. It's terrible.
I mean, at that point, like, North Carolina seems like it's the easiest state to get married and get divorced because you can go to a hotel to get married, and then if you're divorced, just say, "Hi, you can't get it up."
Well, no. What you do is, if one party wants to get married, the other doesn't, you register for the room, so you get married, and then you can't perform. They go up, you can't perform, get divorced. Same night, boom, done.
That's like some Britney Spears and what's his name?
Shit, yeah, that's it. Oh no, not Federline. Yeah,
Federline was married longer. It was
yeah.
Okay. Jason Alexander or whatever. Not Seinfeld, Jason Alexander.
Yeah, no.
But
although he had drinking problems too. So there you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would be weird. A $3 tax must be paid on all white goods sold.
Huh?
Good night, everybody.
We're off the air. We're done.
I'm not talking about with the 10-foot pole.
I know. What the hell is a gigawatt? No.
Greg, where do you find these? Do you type in like weird laws?
I found a site that has like all the states on there. I could not find weird laws from DC though on this site, which disappointed me because I wanted to do that last week. I may have to like search further for weird laws from DC.
Okay.
Just because I imagine there's so many freaking weird ones.
You know, if you search Maryland, it may come up because it's actually in the state of Maryland, so it may.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Only because I've been there, know what it is.
I mean, I guess I could have done Maryland after we beat Baltimore, but we have another chance later this season.
Yeah, that's it.
Go 11-0.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Organizations may not hold their meetings while the members present are in costume.
Okay.
Well, don't dress up as Mike Myers, or you won't be allowed to go.
Yep. So no Halloween meetings are allowed to happen, or meetings for auditions for Let's Make a Deal. Either one.
There you go.
Either one. That's it.
Oh boy.
Oral sex is considered a crime against nature.
That is the second week we've done this. You said oral sex is illegal.
Yeah, well, last week it was illegal, or a couple weeks ago it was illegal. This one is a crime against nature.
Forgive me, God. Forgive me.
Lord, I have sinned.
Father, it's been 5 hours since my last confession.
Wow, Big G with the information on the inside. Goodness sakes.
I won't bring that up at the wedding. All right.
Yo. Oh my god. and yes, Daniel, we definitely do need a DeLorean just to get back the last 10 minutes of the show or so and start over. Oh my god.
My fiance just popped in and did the holy Christ thing.
Appreciate it, Colleen. Appreciate it. All right. In
Hang on.
Asheville.
We actually have a super chat. Wait. We actually have a super chat.
Oh.
Okay.
Cleaver with $2 super chat. We have to do Ohio laws when I'm on the show. We will.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We will.
Oh, yeah.
Believe you me, we will.
Ohio's batshit. You kidding me? Oh god.
All right. In Asheville, North Carolina, it is illegal to sneeze on city streets. Makes more sense in this year than it would have in previous.
Right.
But still weird.
Oh my god.
I would hope so for this one. It is a misdemeanor to urinate or defecate publicly.
Only a misdemeanor?
Okay.
Now,
erroneous in nature.
Now I have a question.
Hmm.
Is that like in a public restroom, or is that just, hey, you're out in the middle of the street, I got to take a whiz?
I would think it's in the middle of the street either.
Yeah, I would hope so, because then that would defeat the purpose of like all public buildings in Chapel Hill, North Carolina ever.
Yeah, because so you can't go out to eat, you can't go anywhere really. So yeah, Jesus.
In Charlotte, North Carolina.
Woo!
I knew that was coming. Women must have their bodies covered by at least 16 yards of cloth at all times.
How does Ashley Flair still live there? How does that even happen? How is that a thing? Like how? No. Nope. Incorrect.
I don't know exactly how long 16 yards of cloth is.
Now, yeah, figure that's.
16
times
yards.
3 is what? That's. I can't do math on that. 48.
I guess you could like wrap it around the same area a few times.
True. Very true.
So that way she's good, right?
Yeah. So yeah, considering those flare robes, they're all kind of intricate anyway. So
What else do we got here? In Greensboro, North Carolina, restaurants with on-sidewalk dining must post their menu so that it is clearly readable from the sidewalk, but is not readable from the street.
I actually don't mind that one so much, because if you have people trying to stop in the middle of the street to see, like if you're driving and you're trying to, what do they have there? You're trying to have traffic. So I get that one. That one's okay.
Yeah, it was a long way to go for it, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that weird.
No.
All right. In Dunn, North Carolina, or Dune, if you're Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly. No one may visit their departed loved ones late at night.
Okay. So
that might be more of a safety thing than...
Yeah.
Because why would you want to go... Well, speaking of, also in Dunn, North Carolina, it is illegal to drive cars through city cemeteries for pleasure.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, look at all the dead people. Woo!
We're joyriding.
Yeah.
It's like midnight.
Yeah, at midnight.
At midnight.
That's it. I wear my sunglasses at night because I don't want to see the dead people.
In Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Oh God, here we go.
It is required that you must pay a property tax on your dog.
Damn right.
Don't have to pay taxes on my dog.
I pay taxes as it is.
Yeah,
right.
Like, if the dog's paying taxes, he better have a job.
Yeah, he pisses.
He better have some sort of puppy income,
That's right.
Puppy income.
Get out there and work it, Rover. Get out of here. Come on, get out of here.
Go on the side of the street.
Shit.
It's like fingers. Go outside. Go.
Go get some tail bangers. Make it happen.
He's been on streams before with me.
That's it. That's it.
All right.
Oh, here we go. Chris Katz with a comment. Now we know they were never Undertaker nets filmed in North Carolina. You damn right.
Yep.
It did not happen. At Pritchard Show. Ask him. He'll know.
In Zebulon, North Carolina,
Oh, boy.
no person may walk on top of the water tank of the city.
Why would you want to walk on top of a water tank?
With that Southeastern moonshine, you never know. It's
It's one of those things that how many people did this before it became a law?
yeah. How many people
Right.
that water tower
Because you know that had to happen more than once.
for sure?
Yeah.
Because if one person did it, you wouldn't think of it. But if it became a constant problem, it's like, yeah, how many people walked on top of that water tank? About 753 in the last month.
Lock them up. Throw away the key.
There you go.
Jeez.
I'm looking for one like really good one to end on. I'll get that one last. Two more. Also in Zebulon, North Carolina. It is illegal to stand outside the police station for any purpose after dark.
Or what if I want to turn myself in?
Right? Yeah. Well, then you're not standing there. You're actually actively going in. So
Yeah, true.
that's kinda
Okay.
like it.
But if you want to turn yourself in, then they'll arrest you anyway because it's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's essentially no loitering, is what they're trying to say in a roundabout way.
I guess. And finally, for the entire state of North Carolina. Which one did I pick? Persons in possession of illegal substances must pay taxes on them.
I like that one.
Makes sense.
It makes more sense than what was the law the other week. Hey, if you're going to commit a crime, you have to call the police station first.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that was last week I did that one.
Oh my God.
Which I missed because I was out for the count last week.
Yeah, I think that was the state of Washington, actually.
Yes.
Oh, brother.
I didn't actually do DC, I did the state of Washington. But
Right.
there you go. There's some weird laws from the state of North Carolina for you.
God bless
now-
these state laws.
Yeah. And now we'll take some of your questions about anything you want. We can talk more football.
Except politics.
No politics.
Yeah, no politics, because
Or you're going to be put in timeout.
That's right. Time after you. So while we're waiting for the questions to come in, I went to, when I first came to out of my coma this morning, I went to my Facebook memories and realized that today was a very cool day for me in my own personal history.
Okay.
3 years ago today, I, for the very first time, I don't know how this happened in, back then it was only 34 years, but my entire 34 years of fandom and life, I met my favorite LA Kings player of all time. At the time, my very first favorite Kings player, Tiger Williams. He was outside the Staples Center doing the meet and greet thing, and I was like, at that point I'd been a fan 34 years, never met Tiger. He was my first favorite before I adopted Marcel Dion, and later as we went down the line. But it was really awesome that he was there. So I got to meet him. It was a very cool experience. So,
well, 11 years ago today was the last time the Yankees won the World Series.
oh.
And I was so upset because they won the game at 11:50 on November 4th. It was like, damn it, just extend the game for like 10 more minutes.
That's right.
Win the series. I'm okay that you won the series, but like win it on my birthday. That would have been so cool.
That's it.
But hey, I'm not going to complain for title number 27.
Right. That's it.
Not
Up
gonna
at
complain.
Montreal Canadiens land there at that point. This guy experience says, what would make you stop watching football/wrestling?
I mean, wrestling, I could probably give up in a heartbeat, to be honest.
Right, but what would the what would be the catalyst? Like, what would be like? Okay, I can't. This is too much. I can't do this crap anymore. Because a lot of people I know from back in the day, the Eddie Ray Dominic thing.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that on Talk Wrestling.
Yeah, they were done with it, and that almost did it for me. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, you guys were both part of it when I walked away 3 years ago when I thought the Undertaker was done for good. I was like, I got nothing left. My childhood's done. I'm over it. So that was the closest I ever came. Greg, where you at on this one for either sport?
Yeah, for me, For football, I don't know if anything will.
Yeah.
It would have to take like some kind of like radical happenings in the world of football to be like, okay, we are solely focused on politics now. It's more of an annoyance right now that they like implement whatever. It's like, I understand you like the whole end racism thing. That makes sense. Like that's fine because racism isn't evil. But like if they decide that they outwardly support one candidate and they're like plugging them, it's like just keep politics. Like if you support a cause, fine, but keep like Democrat and Republican, all that stuff out of football, and also keep it out of wrestling. It's like if I wanted to watch politics, I'd watch CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, whatever the case may be. It's like, fine. If you want to support a cause, fine, but don't shove your ideas down my throat.
Yeah.
Like, I respect your guys' opinions. Just don't be a dick about it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's my main thing. It's like, and that's why I've gone on so many of my political rants. It's like we can be decent people to each other with different opinions and actually converse them out. We can talk them out. But a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to go attack. It's like so many people are jumping on Chris Jericho's crap today. It's like, you know, you support the guy for 30 years and all of a sudden you find out he thinks slightly differently than you and now you're trying to cancel him. It's like, shut up. Grow up. If you can't be an adult that realizes that somebody has a different opinion than you, and I don't want to hear, because I got called on this last week. I was like, oh, you're racist for thinking that Chris Jericho supporting Trump. It's like, shut up.
No, that's not, no.
That's not it at all, but thank you for being a child and taking it that way.
Thank you for adding yourself as a freaking idiot.
Like, first of all, I didn't vote for Trump either, you jag. And if you would follow me, you would know that. But instead, you decide to assume something and you take it and you get angry about it. That stuff like that is what would make me give it up.
Yep.
That's why
I don't know what would make me give wrestling up.
If I haven't already, how are we going to now?
Like, what would make me give up wrestling would be like if I were to get some kind of job that like fulfilled me in ways that like wrestling never could.
Right.
You know what I mean? It'd be like, listen, I have this. I love it more than anything I've loved in my life, like career-wise, and something like that. I don't know. It would take a lot for either one, but it doesn't look likely to happen.
All right. Very simple. Next question. We didn't get your response on the
on the football thing. I mean, pretty much what Greg said. I mean, you know, at the beginning of the season, even before football started, people were shitting on it because they were kneeling and taking their own stands and people weren't watching it and stuff like that. But I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Like my fiance's father, he's not watching football this year. He stopped watching hockey and baseball and all that because they were doing that. My father and my uncle were both in the Army and they're, you know, against that too, but they're still watching it because they love the game. If you don't want to watch that part of the show, don't. No. I don't think they've even been showing the national anthem lately. I don't know if they still
they shouldn't have to show the national anthem on TV. Like that should be just for the people in the stadium.
Exactly.
Like
they don't do it on
putting it on TV caused this stuff.
No. So that's my take.
There you go. Cody says, Greg, give your predictions for our Notre Dame versus Clemson game.
Well, one of the biggest factors is that Trevor Lawrence will not be a quarterback. That's going to be a big help. And I think my heart of heart wants to say that it's going to be a close game and Notre Dame's going to squeak it out. That is what I truly want to believe. And I think that this is going to be Clemson's biggest test defensively, because defensively, the Irish have not given up very many points at all. Like, the offense still could use some improvement, and that's coming from an offense that scored 31 points on Saturday. But there's still room for improvement. I want to see how well Ian Book does against the Clemson defense. And if Boston College can run roughshod with who was Notre Dame's backup, then perhaps we'll see Ian Book take it to Clemson and hopefully have a different result than the bowl game a couple years ago. I really believe that this is an Irish team that can take it to Clemson with or without Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
All right. So we have a super chat. I'm going to show the super chat first. And I'm going to show the question that it refers to. The super chat says, the $2 super chat from this guy Experience says, please answer this alien question with a serious face. And he says, do any of you believe in aliens from other worlds / different realities? And he wants a serious answer. So
I don't believe in aliens, but I do believe in ghosts and the supernatural and all that stuff. I'm not very superstitious, but like sometimes I get that feeling there's like somebody behind me or like watching me or something like that. So, but I'm very into the haunted houses and all that stuff I believe in. But like when it comes to aliens and stuff like that, and when people say they see like flying UFOs here, no, I mean that's everybody's entitled to their own opinion, just like I am. So I mean, if you believe in aliens, fine, so be it. I'm not going to hold it against you.
Right. I believe there is life outside of this planet because how can there not be? I mean, are we still arrogant to believe we're the only thing in the universe? I mean, really. There's that. Alternate realities. Hey, if we can have people go back in time and have two of us in the same place at one time, sure. There's different realities. There's tons of realities. I believe there is. Everything you do and say and choose to do or whatever leads to a different path. But if you went this way, you go this way. So I do believe in the whole, quantum reality, different reality thing. I very much do believe that, but I've yet to experience it my own self. So,
yeah, it's one of those things where like you have to. A lot of things you have to see it to believe it, and that's my way with a lot of things. I know I'm a Christian. I've brought it up on the show, so I believe in God and Jesus, all that. Right. And that's one of those things you don't see it, but you believe it, and it's something that I've also felt. So that of course. As far as aliens and stuff like that, it's never been anything I've really thought about. It's never anything I've really seen any proof of. That would have to be one of those see to believe things. So right now I say no.
Do you want to keep going or?
Oh yeah, keep going.
Okay. So Colin
asks, got more questions. Yeah.
Yeah. Greg, I asked Jeff this the other day. If you could go back and manage one tag team in history, who would it be? Now I said very quickly, because I was at the end of my show, I said Arn and Tully. And I stand by that because if you manage Arn and Tully, you're either managing them in the WWF as the Brainbusters, which I'm in Bobby Heenan's slot, which is fine by me, or you're managing the Horsemen, which is a golden spot, baby, in 87, 86. So either way, I'm good there. What do you guys think? Who would you? I'll start with Greg since we asked to him, and G, of course, please chime in.
Well, clearly the Ding Dongs, right?
Dude, no lie. Conrad got Jim Hurd. He's going to be on a show soon.
Yeah, I did see that.
I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, my serious answer would be LOD.
There you go. We need you with a freaking Wall Street Journal just doing this at ringside. Yep. Absolutely.
Big G, what about you?
For me, it'd be more of a faction. I think just because I grew up with them and they probably had such a great time, D-Generation X.
Okay.
DX.
So he could be the Outlaws manager then.
Yeah.
Right.
Billy Gunn, Road Dogg,
There you go. All right, next question.
I think that's all the
Oh, is that really?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see here just to make sure. Adrian, of course, bringing up politics because he can't follow the rules. Shame on you. Oh, here you go. What name should the former Redskins use? I say considering the division they're in, they should be the Washington Generals.
Yeah.
Well, isn't the Washington Generals, isn't that like the team that gets beat up by the freaking Harlem Globetrotters all the time?
That's why I said what I said, because they're anyway.
I got you.
Team. Yeah.
I mean, if they haven't come up with a name by now, you might as well just stick with the Washington football team until next season.
Well, until next season for sure, but when next season starts, where should they go? I think in general it would be a funny tongue-in-cheek thing more than anything else.
Yeah, well, they can't use the Capitals because that's hockey.
Yeah.
Use the Washington politicians. That'll scare people.
Nah, there you go.
What you said?
The Washington politicians.
Oh,
that sends shivers up your spine, doesn't it?
Yeah, for real.
What's their stadium name? What stadium do they
FedEx
play?
Field? Is it FedEx Field?
I don't. Never mind. That won't work.
The Washington FedExers.
Washington deliveries.
There you go. See, what I don't understand.
On Sunday, what are you talking about?
What I don't understand is they thought that name was offensive or whatever, but then in baseball, you still got the Cleveland Indians, you still got the Blackhawks. So what's so bad about changing their name? But then
perhaps Redskins sounded more racist than the other ones.
I guess so.
That's okay. My dad's high school was the Birmingham Braves, and they made him change that.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know.
Nah.
I don't see Atlanta's baseball team doing that.
Yeah.
Or the Atlanta Braves either. Yeah.
Or the Vikings doing that, right?
Or Florida State.
Yeah, seriously, Florida State. Yeah, Seminoles. Come on now. Give me a break.
Gotta have the Seminoles.
Michael says, "Wouldn't humans that landed on the moon be considered aliens?" Well, okay. I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna probably cause a discussion here, and we're already past the hour here, but
we are.
The moon is our satellite. It's not an actual planet.
No.
Right? So it's I hate to sound arrogant, but it's ours. Like it's it's our deal. So we're not really aliens there. It's our place.
We stick a flag in it.
That's right. Anderson suggests the Washington Sentinels. I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
possibly. I think they could come up with something. They should have people vote on it.
They should.
No write-in votes. Just like come up with your 4 best, put it on a Twitter poll, and go from there.
Right. I mean, I'm not a fan of the Senators' name. Number one, we have that at hockey. We have the Ottawa Senators, which I'm not a fan of the name to begin with. Although they finally went back to the old school logo, which is cool. But yeah, it's so difficult nowadays to find a name that won't offend somebody.
Yeah.
Terrible. But, you mentioned opinions. Everybody had an opinion. I was going to say before we went into our Q&A that I live by the philosophy that opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one and they usually stink. So, it's just the way it is. So I do believe that's it, kids.
All right. So obviously check us out next week. See which Jeff is happy next week as far as the result of the Steelers-Cowboys game.
That's it.
Hopefully I'll be happy. Hopefully I'll come up on the show with a smile on my face and Jeff will have his head in his hand. I don't normally root for that, but in this case I will. Sorry.
Right. But tomorrow we have Greg will definitely be smiling on tomorrow's Wrestling Rewind because we're watching at his request for his birthday, the very first Elimination Chamber match from 2000 Survivor Series. There it is, brother. Triple H against RVD, Chris Jericho, Booker T, Kane, and Shawn Michaels in those tights.
Yep. Oh my God. I remember. I'll be watching along with you guys because I remember watching that match and I was like, "What the hell is Shawn Michaels wearing? What did he think that day?"
Yeah,
it's not only just the tights, but it's the haircut too.
Yeah. I mentioned the haircut in the description for the show tomorrow, so don't worry about that. And then Friday, we're going to continue along the theme of Survivor Series because JJ and I are going to list our top 10 all-time Survivor Series tag team matches and non-elimination matches. That'll be on Friday's show.
And then next Friday, Jeff decided to throw a curveball for me for Wrestling Trivia Challenge. Bringing back for the first time in 14 or 15 years. Well, 12. Yeah, I forgot about that one off.
You know what? Okay, we're gonna lose the color on the graphics here for just 1 second. So bear with me here. Let's see if I can make sure I still have it up here. Oh, now we're red. Yep, there it is. Boom, there it is.
Stagger Lee is back.
979. Holy cow.
Stagger Lee.
Jeff decided he wanted to throw the gauntlet at me my last 2 defenses.
Yeah.
Between Stagger Lee and Virtue. It's not going to be an easy road.
Okay. So after this, if you beat him, then you're going face Virtue then? Is that what it is?
Should I beat Stagger Lee, it's me and Virtue for the season finale. And then should I beat Virtue, I had 1,000 days as
Party
champion.
time, baby. That's it.
And then retire champ. You don't need to prove anything to anybody.
That's it.
I don't really have to, but I still want to do the tournament. And perhaps if I beat the tournament winner, then the show is retired because it's like, guys, I can't.
What do you do?
What else do you have to prove? I mean,
Yep.
I don't have anything else to prove. It's just fun for me.
Oh yeah, I know it is. But
All right. Colin with the final question here, since he got it in there, I'll go ahead and allow it on the air here.
Yep.
Better trilogy. Mighty
oh
Ducks
my
or
god,
the original Ninja Turtles 1 through 3? I gotta go with Ducks. I mean, 3, the Ninja Turtles Part 3 was
god awful.
bad. It was bad. It was really bad. Like I think I saw it once only because I happened to, my friend borrowed it from another friend, and let's watch this. I'm like, all right, the Turtles, and I was like, oh no.
Well, I own every single Turtles movie, and I also own. It's on DVD, but the original 1987 cartoon of the Turtles.
Oh, nice, dude. That was my jam back then. Yeah, I mean, Mighty Ducks 3, it was what it was. It wasn't the best of the 3 at all.
No.
It was the worst of the 3. I'll be honest with you, but it still managed to tug at my heartstrings, especially with, spoiler alert, Han's death. That was terrible. And the story worked. I just don't know. I felt there was so much more left on the table at the end of 3.
Yeah.
That, granted, they're doing the TV show, and that's fine, but I feel like they could have done more, in between movies, because there's such a big gap between 2 and 3, and they came through so much. So there's lots of work with, unfortunately, that they didn't do. I still say D2 is the best of the 3. But Greg, where do you stand on the decision here?
I'm not a movie guy. I've been over this.
Yeah, Greg's not. Trust me, he's gotten on me plenty of times. So he's like, I'm not a movie guy.
I'm not.
But I'm gonna have to go with the Mighty Ducks as well. D2 I liked very much. For me, it'd be D2, the original Mighty Ducks, and then D3 in that order.
So kind of like the Back to the Future order, 2, 1, 3. I dig it. That's
yeah.
Fine. There you go. All right. Well, I guess that's all, folks. Greg?
It is.
There you go.
All right. Well, appreciate Big G for being on the show today.
I appreciate it, guys. It was a blast talking with you guys.
And of
you have
course,
me on, sir.
Go Steelers on Sunday. Hopefully you guys can survive through all this election process, which will probably take the duration of the month at this rate.
Yeah.
If not longer.
As always, for your sanity, come to the Greg Cherry Show. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. The links are in the description. You can find us anywhere. Come to us for your peace, for your sanity. We will try our best to be a politics-free zone, which this world desperately needs.
Yeah.
And you'll have the entertainment. You'll have the laughs with the weird laws because they're so stupid. But it's your tax dollars at work. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you all next week on the Greg Cherry Show.